I would like to share with you some experiences from my research stay in Mexico. My research focuses on digitalization and on the social and political risks that it implies, but also on the opportunities, because the internet has created a lot of opportunities for citizens to access public information, to participate in politics, or to monitor what the governments are doing. But on the other hand, as we all know, the internet has also made it possible to disseminate large volumes of information without any quality control. And so there is a huge amount of disinformation, or so-called fake news, circulating in social media. And what happens is that this disinformation or fake news spreads a lot faster and wider than traditional information from traditional news media. And that implies serious risks for social cohesion and for democracy. My research in Mexico was made possible by the PRODIGEES project, which is a project funded by the European Union and which facilitates an international exchange of researchers who work on topics related to digitalization and its opportunities for sustainable development. During my stay, I was hosted by our Mexican partner institute, the Instituto Mora in Mexico City, and colleagues there supported my research in a lot of ways. We exchanged about content, and very importantly for my work there, for my field work, they also helped me to identify relevant interview partners. So to learn about how digitalization impacts Mexican society and politics, I conducted interviews with experts from different fields. I talked to politicians, I talked to media professionals, to members of civil society organizations that work on social issues, and I also talked to public officials that work in the area of transparency and access to information. For example, I paid a visit to the non-profit organization Socialtech, and their work aims at strengthening civil society through capacity building for journalists, for activists, for researchers, for social hackers, for whom they organize trainings and develop toolkits that help them to make strategic use of data. For instance, by helping them to identify and to counter disinformation campaigns and fake news through fact-checking techniques. I also paid a visit to the Mexican Radio Institute, and I had the chance to talk to their general director, Aleida Calleja. And we talked about the role of Mexican radio station in providing access to quality public information.
La verdad es que en México desde hace mucho tiempo ha habido una demanda para que tengamos un sistema mediático plural y diverso, en la medida que una de las dimensiones del derecho a la libertad de expresión y a la información es contar con diversos puntos de vista, informaciones, enfoques que nos permitan fortalecer el debate público. La concentración mediática que existe en México y en general en toda América Latina no ha podido ser desconcentrada y por lo tanto hay una deuda importante en cuanto a pluralismo y diversidad en el sistema mediático mexicano y en general de América Latina. Que ser medidas positivas por parte del Estado que permita fortalecer a otro tipo de medios, ¿no? Que son en un caso son los medios públicos, los medios comunitarios, los medios indígenas, pero también dar cabida a medios regionales, a medios locales que permitan precisamente generar una dinámica económica que permita ir teniendo menos concentración en términos informativos.
During my stay, I also paid a visit to Visor Urbano, an e-governance initiative based in Guadalajara, the capital of the state of Jalisco. The aim of Visor Urbano is to use digitalization to make processes of urban planning more efficient and transparent. The initiative has been very successful in increasing transparency and reducing corruption. For example, requests for bribery in the process of urban planning could be reduced by 74% thanks to the platform. I also met David Bates, who is an alumni of the IDA's Managing Global Governance Academy and who now works at Visor Urbano as an outreach and communications manager. And together we organized a webinar on the benefits and risks of digitalization for Mexican society, which was held at Instituto Mora in Mexico City. Preliminary results of my research in Mexico point towards fields of action for international development cooperation to increase the resistance of societies against the spread of disinformation and social polarization, and to protect democracies. For example, it will be important that international development cooperation continues to support civil society organizations who engage in capacity building for media professionals and for journalists. And it will also be important to continue to support local initiatives, for instance, local initiatives that work to increase transparency and in this way help to build a data culture from the bottom up.